Hey everyone, this is JD, and welcome to the Figgy Pop Collector channel. You know, I've actually decided to kind of put a list together of my most anticipated movies that are coming out this year in 2026. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to list off my most anticipated movie for each month of the year. So we're going to start off with January, and I'll tell you my most anticipated movie for January, and so on. So I guess without further ado, let's go look at my 12 most anticipated movies for 2026.
Starting transmission.
All right, so starting off with January. So January has, it's usually the month where a lot of films get placed. So there's not always a good movie that comes out in January. I mean, there are some that will sneak up on you, but for the most part, you get kind of some of the leftovers from last year where they didn't know where they wanted to put it. We're actually getting a bunch of horror movies in January too. 'Cause we're getting like We Bury the Dead, Primate, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, Iron Lung, Night Patrol. So those are all coming out in January. And we're getting some other films such as Greenland 2, which I actually am looking forward to a little bit because I did like the first one. And it's like The Wrecking Crew, which looks like a really funny, hilarious movie, and Charlie the Wonder Dog. So those are kind of the films that are coming out in January. But my most anticipated movie for January 2026 is actually Sam Raimi's Send Help. I'm looking very much forward to seeing this one. I do love Sam Raimi movies. I love his little horror movies, the comedy horror aspect of some of his movies, like Drag Me to Hell and the Evil Dead series. So yeah, this is high on my radar, and I can't wait to see it this January. All right, now let's go into February. This is the month of love, obviously, with Valentine's Day landing in the middle of the month. And just like January, some of your not so great movies also get dumped in February. So we are going to be having a couple of different movies like The Goat, Solo Mio. We got Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. So they have some comedies and action movies like that coming out this month. For the romancers out there, we have Wuthering Heights also coming out in February. There's also a couple horror movies that are coming out in February too. We have like The Strangers Chapter 3 and Cold Storage and Psycho Killer. Now, for my most anticipated movie coming out in February that I'm actually looking forward to the most, I just can't get away from this one, and it's Scream 7. Comes out this February. I know there's a lot of history and a lot of drama behind the movie, but the first Scream movie actually is what got me into watching horror movies as I was younger. So I have a deep admiration for the franchise, and I'm actually looking forward to see how this one comes out because I know they're really digging a hole with themselves in the series. But I'm always curious. I'm always curious how it's all going to turn out in the end. So I am looking forward to seeing Scream 7. All right, we jump into March, and we have a couple of other different movies coming out in March. We have movies like Hoppers, which be a hit or miss. I mean, it's Avatar with Beaver, obviously, but we also have like Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, and we have The Bride. So those aren't my most anticipated movies for March. Yeah, my most anticipated movie for March is Project Hail Mary. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this. I love The Martian. That was a great movie, and so I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Project Hail Mary. I like it has more of a sci-fi aspect than The Martian did with the alien monster Rocky, but you know what? It looks pretty good. So this is my most anticipated movie for the month of March. So now we're getting into the summer months. So April, we're having some really big movies coming out, and there's actually quite a bit to choose from because I couldn't decide between Super Mario Galaxy or The Mummy, and we also have the drama. So, but with all the movies coming out in April, my most anticipated movie for April is Michael. Yep, the Michael Jackson biopic movie is actually high on my list to watch. I don't know what the movie's going to expect, but you know what? I grew up listening to Michael Jackson music, and I am very curious of what this movie's going to be like and actually how it's going to turn out. So, because there's a lot of drama behind the scenes with this movie, so tell you my interest is peaked, and yeah, I'm kind of curious where this is going to land. So now we're going into May. So here's the big month of May where we get pretty much a lot of our blockbusters starting up in May. Um, but this May seems kind of like low key. We're getting some weird animal movies. So we're getting the newest adaptation of Animal Farm, and I love the book. Um, I don't know how the cartoon looks okay from the trailer. I'm not too excited by it. But if you want to see a good version of this, see the Jim Henson version that was out several years ago. that's a really good version of the story. But you're also getting like Devil Wears Prada 2, you're getting Mortal Kombat 2, you're getting The Sheep Detective starring Hugh Jackman, which looks kind of funny, look kind of silly. Reminds me of Babe, but with a detective story. And you're getting like another horror movie called Hokum, which looks really good by the trailer. But no, those are not my most anticipated movies for May. My most anticipated movie to watch this May is Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu. I know what you're gonna say. Really? Star Wars? I'm like, you know what? I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I did like the first two seasons of Mandalorian. The third one, I was okay. I could live with or without it. But just so much fun. That's a May movie. Star Wars has always been a May movie series. So yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing this movie in May. So June was a hard month to decide on what my most anticipated movie is. Because on one hand, I am looking forward to Scary Movie 6. On the other hand, I am intrigued to find out what Masters of the Universe is, and I'm kind of surprised we haven't got a trailer yet since we're 6 months in. But I don't know. It's MGM and Amazon, so who knows? We might get a trailer in April or during the Super Bowl. And we have movies like Godzilla Minus Zero, which, Minus One was amazing. So it's going to be pretty good too. But I don't know if it's officially coming out in June. I think it's the most anticipated date for this year. So, But you also got Supergirl coming out this month. So I'm looking forward to that one. It has a very much a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe to it. Even though I know it's not directed by James Gunn, it's directed by can't remember the name of the director. Oh well. But yeah, so that one's gonna be interesting to go see. Toy Story 5, which I am looking forward to seeing, but I mean 3 was the best in the Toy Story franchise. 4 was pretty good too, not my favorite. So having a fifth one that deals with like technology and iPads and stuff like that, I don't know. I am looking forward to seeing it, but it's not on my list of most anticipated. My most anticipated movie for June is going to be Disclosure Day. I don't know what to say about this one. Trailer's intriguing. There was so much mystery around this movie. All we knew was Steven Spielberg was directing an alien movie. His last alien movie was War of the Worlds. He had E.T., um, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So I'm actually intrigued to see what he does with an alien movie, especially this one. The trailer looks fantastic. It looks mysterious. It has a good vibe to it. The cinematography looks great. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what Disclosure Day is. So that is my most anticipated movie for June. So here we come to July. So July has another two very big movies coming out, and that was a hard choice to make. But the other ones that are coming out in July are Minions 3, Moana, and Evil Dead Burn. So those are pretty much going to be out there. Like I am probably going to see those most likely when they come out, or I'll catch them on streaming. So there are also two other movies coming out in July that I can't wait to see. But like the rules say, I can only choose one. So the choices are The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm going to go with The Odyssey. I am really intrigued to see what Christopher Nolan does with The Odyssey. The trailers look amazing. We haven't even seen a trailer yet for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I mean, it's going to be fun. I am going to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day no matter what. But yeah, this is going to be really cool. I cannot wait to see The Odyssey. And that's my most anticipated movie for July. So here we are, kind of end of the summer months, and we're getting a bunch of movies coming out now. But so August was a little harder to decide. We have like Coyote versus Acme coming out. We also had Super Trooper 3, but we also got the sequel slash reboot slash not related to the movie series Cliffhanger. Yes, the Sylvester Stallone movie. I guess they were doing a sequel, then they tried to do a reboot, and then they kind of went on their own little story, and it's called Cliffhanger. That's also coming out in August. But no, that is not my most anticipated movie. My most anticipated movie is actually going to be Insidious: The Bleeding World. I really love the Insidious franchise. I know the series has gone downhill since the first two, but what can you say? I don't know. I like the creature effects. I do have some of the Insidious monsters behind me over here, but I don't know. I really do like Insidious, and I'm very curious what this movie is going to be about. I know Lin Shaye is returning for this franchise. I know there was also supposed to be a spin-off Insidious movie called Thread that was also coming out the same month. I think that one has kind of died. I don't even think they're filming it right now. So I'm gonna skip that one for the most part. But yeah, Insidious Part 6, wow, it's a lot, is my most anticipated movie for August. Now we come into September, and you know what? September was actually pretty much a hard one to decide to. There's a couple of sequels or remakes coming out for the month of September. So we got Practical Magic 2 coming out, which I totally forgot they were making a part 2, but yeah, it comes out in September, right before October. We're also getting Krieger's version of Resident Evil. I am interested in this movie, but I have been burned by the Resident Evil franchise movie series, and the last few weren't that great. The remake wasn't as it was okay, and the TV show was just I never was able to finish it. And you know me, I'm a completionist, and I just couldn't finish that one. But the two movies that are my most anticipated are going to either be Clayface or The Backrooms, and I'm just going to say right here, my most anticipated one for this month is going to be The Backrooms. This is based off the YouTube series The Backrooms. It's creepy, it's dark. If you've never watched those shorts online, I say check them out. So you can also check out the film theories back, like history and lore of The Backrooms. It's very fascinating. The casting is amazing. So yeah, I am really much looking forward to seeing The Backrooms. All right, now we're up into October. October, we have some weird ones coming out. We have the anticipation for a Terrifier 4 coming out in October, but no word actually has been said yet if it's coming out. We also have the sequel to The Social Network. We have The Social Reckoning. So, yep, Facebook the Movie Part 2 also comes out this month. And we're also getting Digger, which most people have on their most anticipated lists. This is the new comedy musical movie starring Tom Cruise. And you've seen the kind of the teaser for it. It's weird, strange. I don't know. I have a like without knowing more about what the movie's going to be about, I'm like torn between it, but you know, I'll probably see it, but I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. But yeah, that's Digger, which is sad to say my most anticipated movie for the month of October is actually going to be Street Fighter. Oh, the internet just screamed in horror when I said that. Yeah, I am intrigued by this movie. It looks like goofy fun. It is what a movie about superheroes fight each other. I really love the original Street Fighter movie with Jean Claude Van Damme and Raw Julia, but yeah, I am intrigued by this movie. Um, I guess this should be the most intriguing movie from this year. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing this one. You know what, I'm a video game fan. I love the franchise, and I love have some fun. And yeah, just gonna say Street Fighter, my most anticipated movie for October. All right, now we're going to November. So November has, you know, a mixed bag of movies. This is about the time where we're starting to see a lot of the movies are going to be considered Oscar contenders or family movies because we're getting right into the holiday season. We got like The Cat in the Hat coming out in November. We got Fokker in Law, which is sounds like a funny name, and that's the sequel to Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents series. So actually, I haven't heard much if they actually even started filming, but it's supposed to come out in November this year. So just fingers crossed, it might, maybe, maybe not. We also got another Disney movie called Hexed, also coming out this month. And then we got Narnia, and we also got Madden. So these are all movies I'm intrigued by, you know. But honestly, the one I'm most anticipating seeing in November is actually going to be the Hunger Games: Sunrise and the Reaping. I love the Hunger Games franchise. I like the book series. I like the movie series. So I am very intrigued what this movie is going to be about. I like the idea of the time period with Hamish or Hamish. I think Hamish. Oh man, I'm mispronouncing his name right now, which is so bad. But yeah, I'm very intrigued with his storyline and what his Hunger Games were like. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing this one, and it's going to be my most anticipated for November. In December, we got a pretty good month in December for movies. What you're looking forward to. We have Violent Night 2, we have Jumanji 3, we have The Angry Birds 3. Well, I'm not looking forward to that one, actually. I didn't even realize we're making Angry Birds 3. That's weird. But we're also getting like a werewolf movie that I'm actually kind of interested in. Werewolf. It's like a medieval time werewolf movie from Eggers, who also directed Nosferatu last Christmas. So I'm intrigued by this, but you know what? This is one of the movies I do like seeing in theaters. I am curious, but I don't know how excited I am for it. Because my two movies that I'm most excited about, and this is going to be a crazy toss up because these both movies come out on the same day. Oh, yeah. This is a hard one because it's either going to be Dune 3 or Avengers Doomsday. And to be honest, I've never read Dune Messiah, which is Dune 3 is based off of, so I'm kind of intrigued, but not. I am intrigued and interested, and I will see this movie in theaters. My most anticipated movie for December, I'm just gonna say here, it's gonna be Avengers Doomsday. I cannot wait to see this movie. I am so stoked. The teasers are actually making me more stoked for the movie. Um, so yeah, this is one I just can't wait to go see. So my most anticipated movie for December is going to be Avengers Doomsday. All right, so that is all my movies, my most anticipated movies for 2026. What do you guys think of my list? I will go over them one more time for you guys. So for January, it's Sent Help. For February, I have Scream 7. For March, we have Project Hail Mary. For April, I have Michael. For May, I have Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu. For June, I have Disclosure Day. For July, I have The Odyssey. For August, I have Insidious, The Bleeding World. For September, I have The Backrooms. For October, I have Street Fighter. I know. For November, I have The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. And for December, I have Avengers Doomsday. So those are my 12 most anticipated movies for 2026. What do you guys think? What does your list look like? Let me know in the comment section down below. Did I mention any movies on here that you didn't even know were coming out this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. And like always, guys, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video is posted. And until next time, guys, this is JD with the Figgy Pop Collector Channel.
That concludes a Figgy Pop transmission.